Angie and Magnus here. So we're going to talk a little bit about thresholds, so a doorway threshold. And we want to teach our dogs not to charge through an open door, be it our car, our front door, or anywhere. When we put them in a stay, especially a very tempting environment, we want to know that they're going to hold that stay until we release them. So I've got some safety precautions while we do this work. We're at a back door that goes to our backyard that is fenced. So if he gets away, he's safe. But to be effective with my training, I don't want to play a game of chase. So I also have a long leash on him. It's a 15-foot really thin leash. And that just is if he starts to get away, he got all excited and he started to run away, I wanted to make sure that I could catch him because he would learn this is a fun game to run away while we want to do work. And I want to stop that because that is self-reinforcing. And if he does that enough, why would he do what I want? Because this other thing is more fun. Come here, Magnus. Come on, bud. Come on. Come. Magnus, come. Good boy. Go inside. Nose. Good job. Okay, buddy. Down. So you have to learn your dog's amount of time that they can hold their stay. We were sitting here talking and he was bored. He's like, what are we doing? So you want to work with it within that capability, that time frame, and release your dog before they release themselves. If an accident happens, like what just happened with Magnus, don't make a big deal about it. Don't say no, just ignore it. Ignore what you don't want, reinforce what you do want. So he's here, he's sitting, he's waiting for me, he's good. I'm going to continue to reinforce that. So I've got the leash and that right now is helping him decide to stay. So I'm going to put it down so he knows he has a little more freedom. I'm going to ask him to down. Good boy. And your dog can be in a sit, in a down, whatever position you feel more comfortable with. They can be on just the floor, or they can be on their mat or their bed. If you've done a lot of work with them holding a stay on their mat or their bed, this is a great time to bring that out right in front of the doorway because they've already associated the stay, the work that you've been working on, with that mat. And so it helps them learn, oh, this is where I want to stay. So when we're working on doorway or threshold work, have safety precautions built in place. If this were my front yard, I would have like an exercise pen or a baby gate, ideally around outside so that way they couldn't go through. If I don't have the ability for that, I would have a leash on and maybe have the leash clipped to me, okay? So he's holding his stay really well. I just keep reinforcing that. I'm not using my clicker right now because I'm working on impulse control or self-control behaviors. The clicker can be very exciting and it can be like whoopee, and it goes kind of against that relaxed, calming, self-control behavior. It's more a gratifying excitement behavior. So that's why I'm not clicking, I'm only just reinforcing what is working. And he's holding his downstay in an environment that's a little challenging, doors open, he could leave, and he's doing really, really well. I'm going to make this a little bit harder and I'm going to step a little bit further away. But I'm only going to do it for a second. Good boy. Good boy. Down. Good job. And that, what you saw there was a little bit of stress, a little bit of relieving that, like a little bit of boredom. What are we doing here? I just want to keep reinforcing that he does what's right. The other thing that's happening is the cat is coming to investigate, so it's making him uncomfortable. All right, down. Good. I'm going to go move the cat and then I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I took care of the cat and we're doing our doorway practice. So I've got Magnus in a sit. He can be in a sit or a down. Down. I'm going to put him in a down because he's less inclined to get up from a down. You know your dog, pick the behavior that is best for them. I'm going to give him his stay or his wait command. And I'm just going to step away and come back. Good boy. Good boy. Good. And this is really hard. This is an environment that he wants to go out and play in. I'm just picking up that leash so he doesn't go further. Come on, Magnus, let's go. Come on, in the house. Good boy, right here. Good boy. Down. Good boy. This is tough, boring work. It's taking a lot of restraint on the dog's part. So small little baby increments. Down. And don't get frustrated. If they break it, it's because we overestimated how much they can do. Magnus has a lot going on. His brother's in the room in the front. The cat is still around. We're in the backyard with noise. For him to lay down and be calm, it's really, really challenging. So he doesn't necessarily want to hold it down, but he's held his sit and he's doing well. This is helping him develop self-control behaviors. He's holding it, maintaining it, because I'm reinforcing it, but it's building up his tolerance to all of these other distracting things going on around him. Okay. Good boy. And this would be all I would do for the first session. This was a long amount of time for him to practice. On my next sessions, I would step further away and hold that distance longer. And then I would come back and reinforce. We'll see what we can do. Again, I know that I'm at the edge of his ability right now because of the distractions, so I'm managing those expectations. Good boy. And I'm speaking very calmly and quietly. If I were upbeat and positive, he would probably come out of his down, because that is more of an excitement building type of voice. It will increase his excitement, where if I'm calm and quiet, it helps him settle in and be calm and quiet. Change the intonation and the tempo of your voice based on what kind of behavior you want to elicit. You want calm, slow, easy, relaxing behaviors. Speak in tones that would mimic that. Be calm and mellow. Once you've done this for a while, you can then start to change that intonation of your voice. You could start to be a little more excitable, but you want to build into that, because we are trying to teach them to go against their instinct when they hear things like that or they see distractions. We want them to fight that instinct of going to check it out and hold the stay at the threshold that we're working on. So we have to set it up so that they're successful, so that they learn and practice the behavior. Practice makes perfect, like our mom always said. And that's what we're doing here. We're practicing, we're building habits, we're doing them in slow baby steps.